trouble I went to get this Greeves Pathfinder hub to fit into the Greeves Motocross Special front forks, and the problem getting the correct spokes, sorting all that out. Finally got all that done, and I then had a look on Google, and I was just searching through for Greeves bits, and I came across Greeves Racing. Yeah, Greeves Racing, and there was a phone number on there. I gave the guy a ring, and lo and behold, he had some of these. Yes. So I've now got the correct hubs for this bike. So yeah, that might be going up on eBay, or I might save it for another project. I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he had a pair of these, which he has actually put all new bearings in, new brake shoes, new spindles, new nuts, some spacers, although I need to do something about the spacers. I need to make some more. Yeah, so I'm now going to be restoring these. Yeah, that was quite interesting. I didn't actually realise he's also in Norfolk, North Norfolk, as opposed to where I am in South Norfolk. So I had a little ride over there. Had a lovely little tour around his workshop, which was very interesting. Had a nice little chat. Showed me a few things. Yeah. Yeah, he's actually doing some interesting stuff. He's sort of, I suppose I'm alright to tell you this. He did tell me some other stuff which I'm not supposed to pass on, but yeah, I think I'm alright to saying this. He's actually going to stop doing the Greeves sort of classic bikes. He's not going to do them anymore. Just going to concentrate on the new angling which he makes. Yeah, he does some casting barrels and some other stuff and frames and all sorts of things. So he's going to carry on doing that, although he is actually moving away from Norfolk, moving back to Essex. Yeah, and he also showed me a little project he's working on, which looks like it's very interesting. So he's obviously got he's in his 80s, but he's got no intention of retiring by the looks of it. He's now started a new project, making a off-road mobility scooter with a steering wheel. Yeah, independent suspension. Yeah, quite impressive piece of engineering he's got going on there. I assume I'm okay to impart this information. Yeah, so it was quite an interesting chap to speak to. Yeah, had a good tour around his workshop, very interesting. Showed me all the things he's working on. Yeah, but yeah, so at any rate, back to these. Yeah, so obviously there's a little bit of painting to do. He did say that with his, what he does is strip them right down, get some powder coated silver, and then paints the blue, sprays on the blue stuff, the blue bits. Not sure I'm going to go to that extent. I might just clean these up and see how they come up. They have got, looks like, that's not bare aluminium, it just looks like it's coated in enamel paint by the looks of it. I don't think that's powder coat. I think that's some sort of enamel paint, or glossy paint anyway. Yeah, so I might just see how they clean up. Obviously the blue I will be painting. This one has got a slightly more hammered finish than that one. That's the rear one. This is the front one. yeah, so there's all new nuts and things on here. Like I say, I have got to make some spacers and do some other work, so yeah, that will need to come off. So I can put standard bolts in those now, which I have got some of the correct length. I can now fit those, and I also need to make a spacer for here. It took me a while to work out exactly or to find a picture which I could actually see what was meant to go here. So I'll just put the camera on a tripod and I'll show you how it's going to go. Yeah, like I say, I was trying to find a photo of this side of the forks. It took a lot of searching on Google, on the internet, so I could see exactly what's on here, because when this goes in, there seems to be various ways of actually having a torque bar on here. This one is welded on here. I have seen some where they have like a separate thing come off here somewhere, and I believe this little nubby bit here is something to do with where that is meant to go. But this one has this piece here on this end. It does look like it's a little bit worn and all bent around, but yeah, won't really matter because we can make something to fit. Right, so that obviously goes in there. There's a couple of flats on this spindle. That goes in like that. Let's see if we can just hold that in position. I don't think it will hold because no, it won't. I haven't got the keepers on there. Yeah, so that part of that hub, I think you can see that, probably not. Might have been better on. See that there? Yeah, so that lines up with the back of the metal elastic bush. So what I need to do is make a aluminium piece to go on there. So obviously that's going to need a longer bolt here for this cutout here to ride in. That seems to be how they're meant to go. And the other thing is I've also need to make some bushes, some spacers to go either side of here, or order them, because you can actually, they are available. Yeah, so I need to actually measure what distance I'm going to need, or measure what distance I have to fill, and then try and work out, because there do seem to be three different size of distance piece. They're all 7/8 outside diameter, and they vary from 1/4 inch, 13/16 to and 3/8. So yeah, what exactly goes where I don't know, because the parts book I have is it's just a list. It's not a there's no diagrams or anything, you know, so you have to kind of guess where bits are going to go. Yeah, so that'll be the first thing, to work out exactly what I need for this. Yeah, so I'm going to have a little measure up and see where we need to go. Right, I'll just slide that out of there for now. Yeah, so that is that one. I think I'll start with the front one, and then go onto the rear one, because I know that also is going to need some spacers. Yeah, but yeah, after all that messing around, that's typical, isn't it? It's like waiting for a bus. All of a sudden, three come along together. But yeah, I did have an interesting day out anyway, so yeah, that was quite nice. Right, so I'll get on and see if I'm either going to make some spacers or just order them, because I say they are available and they're already plated and everything, steel ones, whereas I would probably be making aluminium ones, which I suppose would be okay. Yeah, and make something to go on there. So we get on with that. Well, a little bit of messing around, making some spacers up. I just made some aluminium ones. There's one in there, one there, one inside. Yeah, the one that was in there wasn't quite right, and this was binding up. So yeah, just knocked up a new one. Let's move that out of the way and see it. Yeah, so we've got a spacer, nut, and a washer. Then the keeper, and I did get some spring washers for there, and the nut, and the same that side. Spacer, nut, washer, and the keeper, nut. Yeah, so that is spinning okay. There is a little bit of a tight spot because the dust cap on the inside of here is a little bit out of shape, so I just need to knock that about a bit more and just find the tight spot and get that out of the way. But yeah, that's all in. Oh, and the other bit in there, there's another little aluminium spacer I made up there. Put a longer bolt through that bush, so that's your anchor point, and that is absolutely spot on. There's no movement in that at all. Right, so I can now strip this, clean this, paint it, rim, spokes. I've got a tyre, tube and tape, so I can then get that front end sorted out once this is all painted up. Yeah, so that is all coming along. Right, well, that's painted. Like I say, I haven't bothered to paint this. I've just cleaned that up. I think that is the original finish, so that weren't too bad. So I didn't really want to take it off and paint it, and didn't want to go at the expense of powder coating. So this blue here I've just hand painted. Shouldn't come out too bad. I've also just done the silver around here and around there, so that's that bit ready to go back together. Not sure whether, actually I might wait until I got the rim and spokes. I have actually ordered them. They're going to take a few weeks to come through, like they always do. That might actually be easier to build the wheel and then put the bearings and spindle in, rather than having that sticking out either side, making it a bit unwieldy. I don't know, I'll see. Yeah, see about that one. Yeah, so that's the other bit. I can just about make out on there the British Hub Motor Brake Birmingham stamped in there. Yeah, that I did spray that with aerosol rattle can, so that's come out quite good. Quite pleased with that. There's also another couple of little bits up here that I just hand painted, that I sprayed. Yes, and I know, I'm really annoyed with myself. I had this sitting on the floor near that frame when I was working on the Triumph, because I've not got a great deal of space in here, as you can see. Yeah, so that was sitting down there near that frame. I knocked into it and the fins hit the frame. Yeah, and snapped to the fins. I mean, this bit here was already like that at the back here. Somebody had already sort of shaped that. And I think there is a broken bit. Yeah, there's one there which is broken. Yeah, so I haven't got any aluminium welding equipment, so that's nothing I can fix. I did start to sort of shape this to blend it in, but I don't know, it still looks like a broken fin. So I might see if I can find someone who can repair this, even if that means cutting the thing off and making the complete new ones. I can make the new ones. It's just need someone to weld them on. That's all. Yeah. So that is really annoying. Or find another head. That's the only other thing. Because like I say, there is another broken fin in there anyway. Yeah. Yes. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I started to look at this rear hub, which must be off a road bike because it's got the speedo there attached, which I should have to give that a good clean up. I think the gear on there is not too bad. I'll see what it's like once I've cleaned it. However, the one that was on here isn't so good. It's a bit chewed up around the edge, and it's even more chewed up now because it wasn't fully on here, and I tried to screw it on a bit further. It's left hand thread, which is hard to do with a left hand. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was only just sitting about there somewhere. Wasn't fully down, so it wasn't engaging with the little gear on the back of that. And the reason being that these threads had some damage on. There's one little bit just there, just there. Another little score there. There's another little ding there. Yeah, there's lots of little. It looks like someone tried to grip it for some reason. Yeah, so that thread wasn't very good. So what I did, as this is gash anyway, I just put a couple of hacksaw cuts in it and just use that as a die and just ran that down, and this will actually, although it's still a little bit tight, there's still a couple of tight spots, that will actually go right down to where it should do. And you can get these, so I'll just get a new one of them, and yeah, I might just have another further little go at cleaning that up if I can. Yeah, so that I've just got to clean this all up. Still got dirt on it, look. Still got field on there. Yeah, clean all that up, get that painted. Yeah, and I'm going to take these engine plates off here. Don't think I need them on there anymore. I can get them painted as well. Yeah, and put the engine out of the way somewhere in one of my other sheds, right out of the way. Yeah, I don't want to damage any. It's not very stable. I've got it chopped up with a bit of wood at the front here, but without that bit of wood there, or even with that bit of wood, it does tip very, very easily. Yeah, so I've made the studs, 3 studs for that. So I'll put a little clip in. Not very exciting, but I'll put a little clip in about making those in the video. Right, and that is the 3 engine bolts ready to go. In stainless nuts. Only thing is I've got zinc plated washers, but don't really matter. Right, so they're all done.
Apart from that, I think that'll probably be it for this one. Yeah, because most of what I've got to do at the moment until the rim turns up and spokes, it's just painting really, which well, that's not very exciting, is it? Don't usually video that sort of thing, not much point. Yeah, so yeah, well, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying this little Greeves series, and yeah, keep watching.